Hi, my name is Shayla. I'm Tanana Athabaskan from Anchorage, Alaska, actually. And today I'm going to talk to you about making salves. So, for salves, the basic things that you need are an oil and a wax. I generally use a lot of olive oil in mine, and I use beeswax. This is a jar of olive oil that has been soaked with cottonwood buds, also known as poplar. And poplar contains the same active ingredient that that willow has, and works really, really well for arthritis. It's also a natural antioxidant, so this oil can be used as a preservative for other oils and infusions and salve making. So we're going to talk about the different kinds of salves. This is one that my aunt made, and it's a Devil's Club salve. And she used a lot more oil than I generally use. Or not oil, she used a lot more wax than I generally use. And that makes a harder salve. Still spreads, still looks good, still smells like Devil's Club, which I like. But you see, it's harder to spread. You need a little bit of body heat to get it to rub in. To make a softer salve, you use less wax and more oil. My salves are generally 4 parts oil to 1 part wax. This is a regular salve. This is a cottonwood salve, and it's made with infused olive oil and beeswax. And you can see that it's got a very liquid appearance. It's kind of going to go on a bit glossier, and it spreads really easily and really fast. What we do now, though, what my family does now, though, is we generally whip them. This is the exact same recipe for salve, but it's been whipped, and that's why it's more opaque and lighter, because it's had air whipped into it. And that winds up making a salve that spreads incredibly easy, but it also means that there's less salve in each container because of the air in it. But it also spreads super easy and it absorbs fast. So for a stiff salve like this, you'd use 1 part wax to 3 parts of oil. For something softer like this, 4 parts oil, 1 part wax. So what else do you need to know about making salves? Use dry ingredients. If you're using anything that's leafy, that's green and leafy, like dandelion leaves, plantain leaves, or willow leaves for that matter, anything green and leafy, you want to make sure it's very, very dry before you start infusing your oil. And the reason for that is that water in oil and water in creams and stuff is what causes things to go bad, why they need preservatives. So you want everything to be very, very dry so it doesn't get moldy or contaminated. Now the exception being anything resinous. So something like these buds, the buds are very, very resinous, sticky resin. You don't want to dry them out. You want that resin. But they don't have a lot of water in them. So what you do is you soak those in, and then the oil winds up dissolving the resin. And you do the same thing with spruce pitch too. Um, that's it for this first installment. I'll talk to you more about infusing methods next time.